Good afternoon. Welcome to the weather update. It is February 13th, 2019, and we have a lot of wind out there. But fortunately, the wind isn't causing too many problems. But when you look at the observation in Farmingdale, you have a west wind at 23, gusting to 38 miles an hour. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any rainfall reports from the storm. They haven't compiled the list. It doesn't look like we got as much rain. Yeah, we did. That's one thing that never materialized. We never really got that much heavy rain afterwards. So most of the precipitation wound up falling as that sleet mix that we had. But anyway, 40 degrees at Farmingdale, and I'm just curious the liquid equivalent. The liquid equivalent wasn't that. Yeah, wasn't that. Yeah, we didn't really get as much of that heavy rain as a lot of the models were indicating. But it's 40 degrees, west wind at 23, gusting to 38, and it's partly cloudy, but it really is mostly cloudy. If you look at the satellite, you can see we're just socked in with these clouds here. It's just ridiculous. The whole east is socked in with the clouds. I want to actually go to the CONUS view and look at that. So I'm going to look at the country here on the satellite, and you can see lots of clouds all on the east coast. There's some clear sky over here, but for the most part, lots of clouds, including in the west too. Even Flagstaff, they've been dealing with a lot of just rough weather on the west coast. I don't really talk about it that much, but they have been dealing with a lot of storms coming in over the west coast, and this is because of the El Nino. So the El Nino is basically almost like a little Pineapple Express that comes in with these storms, and you can see here the storm hitting the west right now on this on the model GFS, and here's the storm that hit us yesterday on its way out. So if we go and we look at the forecast on the GFS, you see we have a weak high pressure system that will be trying to bring us some sunshine for tomorrow, and then you can see that storm in the west. That storm is really going to slam the west, and some of these areas here in the mountains here could receive like 3 feet of snow, which is crazy. So this is all due to that. This actually is part of that storm that hit Hawaii. That's actually from that. It's actually the same storm that hit Hawaii. That's moving into the west coast. So because of that, you could see what happens. The cold air tries to come down right here, but the storm kind of pushes it out of the way. So you can see it pushes it to the north. So we don't really get into that really cold air as a result of that. And it's typical for El Nino, of course. And then you have that next low pressure there that is going to be affecting our area. The next chance for significant precipitation would be on Monday, and that looks like to be rain. But it's close enough that if the track changes, maybe we could get a little light snow out of that. And as we move on, next system, that one could be similar to the one we just had. Again, could be snow for that one. So there is a chance that we might see some snow from that. And this is because we got this southeast ridge here and a stalled front that these storms just keep riding along. As far as the west coast, looks like things quiet down a little bit, but there still is a chance for snow in the northwest. They've had a lot of snow in Seattle. They're actually breaking records in Seattle of how much snow they've gotten. And then another system there. So it's and then that's what typical track right there to the west. But of course, the question, of course, always is, when are we going to see clear sky? And we have to look and see, because right now it just doesn't look very encouraging for any clear sky at all, which is why I had to take advantage of the clear sky we had on Saturday, because it was a beautiful day, and you don't know when the next in this pattern, you just don't know when the next clear day is going to happen, you know. So let's take a look at the GFS here, and we'll look at the skies, and you'll see that tomorrow tomorrow is the best chance for some clear skies, but it keeps some cloudiness around, so it won't be completely clear. There'll probably be a lot of cirrus around, and then for Friday we're stuck in the clouds again. Saturday, stuck in the clouds. Sunday, maybe a little break, but more or less stuck in the clouds. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know the deal. Look at this. When are we going to see the sun? We may not see the sun all of next week. So this is just awful. Awful. This is an awful pattern. It will take until March possibly for us to get clear sky again. So we may only had one clear day for the entire month of February. How about that? That is just ridiculous, and that's why this pattern sucks so bad. And let's look at the temperatures, because I'm sure they're going to be above normal. If we look at the temperatures, this is more of a long range thing. We're going over the long range because there really isn't going to be too much more excitement in the weather for the next 5 days at least. So for today, you see we're around 40 degrees. Tomorrow we're in the 40s, pretty low 40s probably. Cold air stays to the north. And then Friday we see the warm air trying to come back. In New Jersey it might hit near 50. And then for Saturday we drop down a little bit. That front tries to come through, but it kind of gets stalled out there to the south of us. So we're stuck in the clouds. If we were up further north into northern Maine or up into Canada, we probably have some clear weather and temperatures in the teens, but we don't. Instead, we're around 40 degrees with lots of clouds. And for Monday, so we're not really going too much above normal. A little bit above normal Monday, 40, and then the cold air tries to come in on Tuesday. That would be the next. We'll go over some of these events that possibly could hit us for next week. And temperatures, no real big plunges though. Looking for some real plunges. Maybe in this time period, maybe next weekend, maybe something. Maybe something. But the problem is they're not coming straight down, and that's the problem that we have. And if we go and we look at the whole country, I'll go back to the CONUS view again. CONUS, by the way, is just means for the whole country, basically. You'll see here that the cold air again out west basically is out west, but you see it just gets pushed back by all this El Nino, and this. So this is the problem we have, and you can see there's cold air in Canada, but we're just not getting into it. There's no real big plunges coming down. And there's this one here that's showing a little promise, but again, it just doesn't want to come straight down, and it just kind of wants to. But this is in the long range, so things can change once you get beyond a couple of days. I mean, the models can have some variability, And I'll just look at the ICON model, which also can show temperatures, and see if this is any more encouraging for any Arctic outbreaks. Because you need that Arctic air to really get the clear skies. Nope. It's pretty much a zonal flow. This is the problem. I mean, it's a slight trough in the middle here, but it's pretty much a zonal flow, which again isn't good for clear skies. It's not good for clear skies. It's just ridiculous. So actually, we'll look at the ICON model and see what the next chances for precipitation are in our area. I guess that's going to be it. It's not going to be very exciting with the cloudy skies and no real storminess either. So the next precipitation event Friday, that's barely anything. There's the stalled front. There's a low riding along it, but that's well to the south of us. We just get stuck with the clouds for the weekend. The more significant precipitation event would be for Monday, February 18th, and that looks like might start as snow but become rain, and then we go beyond that into Wednesday. This one might have a chance of being a little more on the snowy side, but still kind of goes over to rain. It's so far out. I'm not even going to look at the amounts. All right, I'm not even going to look at that. If we look at the GFS and we take a look at the GFS again, you can see there's that storm. It brings a little more light rain to the area Friday, but there's that storm to the south. All we do is get clouds, and for Monday, same thing. It might start as snow, but it looks fairly light, and then as changes over to rain, and then for Wednesday, this would be the next chance for some snow right here, Wednesday, February 20th. All right, so that's going to wrap up this weather update. Not too much excitement going on. Unfortunately, we're not really going to have any clear days at all, possibly for the rest of this month. So, sunny, clear days, like something that's really hard to get nowadays. And I think a lot of it's due to climate change, and a lot of it's also due to this pattern we're in, which is absolutely awful for us. This is one of the worst patterns I can ever remember in a wintertime. It's just awful. Anyway, I probably won't do another weather update until probably the weekend, ahead of the next significant weather system, we have a little better idea of that, because there really isn't going to be too much going on. It's just going to be boring, cloudy weather with temperatures slightly above normal. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care.